So Claude can now record your screen, watch you do a task once, and then create a skill for you on autopilot that you can run again and again. This is an absolute game changer. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how this feature works. I'm going to walk you through a real example, and then at the end, I'm going to talk about when to use this and when not to use this feature, because if you use this the wrong way, it's going to be a complete waste of time. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, so first let me show you exactly how you can use this inside Claude, how to enable this, and then I'm going to walk you through a real example of my own business, a task that will get automated using this recording screens. And then, like I said, at the end, most importantly, I'm going to talk about when to use this and when not to use this. All right, so first of all, make sure you're downloading the Claude desktop app because this will work really well in your desktop app. So once you come and download the app, obviously you have to have a pro account or a max plan. Then you're going to go to the home screen because now Anthropic or Claude has changed its user interface. Before it was like the chat, co-work, and Claude Code, and now it's just home and code. So on your home page, you have now access to chat and co-work. By the way, this is only going to work inside co-work. So make sure you're on co-work. Afterwards, in order to enable this, you're going to click on the plus button right here and then click on record a skill. So as soon as you click on this window pops up where before you start recording, it actually gives you a disclaimer. Again, you want to make sure that you're not sharing anything sensitive. So don't type any passwords or secrets or display any sensitive or private information, because once you start recording the screen, it is actually going to record your entire screen. So it will watch everything you're doing, including if you're typing something sensitive. So that's why there's a disclaimer here. So again, security wise, this is a great thing. So if you click on start recording, mine's automatically gonna go ahead and pop up this capturing steps. And as you can see in my screen, now I have this kind of orange glowy thing, which means that I can go ahead and start doing my regular tasks, and it will be able to record everything. Now, if this is your first time, what's going to happen? So let me just discard this so we can start again. If I click on the plus button, if you click on record screen, and if you click on start recording, it's going to actually open up your system's privacy setting because it's going to ask you to give access to Claude to be able to screen record. And so just make sure you're giving it access, and then afterwards you'll be able to move forward here. Another thing is make sure you're selecting whatever microphone you're using. So I'm just going to use this one because you can actually talk through it while this is being recorded, and it will actually capture all of those as well. That's another great feature that you can not only record the screen, but you can talk through the entire process yourself. So let's just go ahead and walk through an example now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on start recording. There you go. So now it says capturing. So right now it says 0 steps because I haven't done anything right now. So I'm in my browser. So I'm going to actually head over to my school community because this is something that I do on a day-to-day basis almost. I create a post for my community, whether it's some kind of an announcement. So this is particular to my business. Obviously for you, it's going to be something different. So let's say when I come in and I have an announcement, I come here, click on create a post on the title. I always start with some kind of emoji, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do some kind of this kind of announcement emoji and say something like new update. And because I recently created this Spark social media AI employee, and I added the ability to do this auto DM feature. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of like create a post about that for my school community, right? So I'm just going to say, so I said Spark social media gets an auto DM feature, something like this, right? And then at the end, I close it out with, some kind of another emoji or something like that. And then as far as the formatting, so I just say, hey, AI workshop. And by the way, as you can see in the bottom, it's capturing everything. It's capturing all the steps. And of course, me talking over it as well. So I'm just going to say, so I always start with the body as just kind of like one sentence or two sentences, and then start with giving it a few bullets. So in this one, I just said, I just released a new feature in the Spark social media AI employee. Now it could do the following. So I'm going to give it some bullet points. All right, so I just said it can auto DM based on user comments. It can reply to a comment individually on autopilot. It can chat back and forth via DM. Anyways, the point is to show you that this is kind of like the feature, the way I make my announcement. As you can see, this is pretty like manual. This is pretty time consuming, but this is something that I do almost on a daily basis. So that's why I'm letting it capture all of this stuff. And then afterwards, I close it with something like, check it out in the classroom section. Let me know if you have any comments below. Please provide new suggestions or something, right? So, and then I click on announcement and then click on post. So now everything again is being captured. So then afterwards, once I do this, a lot of times I actually create a post because I also have a free community where I post a bunch of different stuff. And every time I create a post here, I have some kind of a, link in the description to the classroom section where I provide free prompt packs. Like recently I created Jarvis and everything. So then afterwards, what happens is I have this school CRM, I have this school app that's connected to my Zapier, which is an automation platform, right? So this automatically, as soon as somebody joins in, it unlocks the course for them and gives them access to everything. So this is kind of the whole process that I have to do. And again, this is a very manual process. So as you can see, everything is now being recorded. So I can keep going and do my other stuff that's manual. But anyways, for now, this is good to go. So now once the recording is done, once I'm done basically with whatever task that I am having Claude record and try to automate, all I have to do is click on done. And now Claude is going to go ahead and start. It says recorded demonstration. So now it's going to go ahead. I recorded a demonstration of a desktop workflow for you to learn from. So now it's going to go ahead and try to work through and see all of the information that was in that demonstration that we just recorded. Now, for those of you guys, if you don't know what it's doing, so another way to check it out actually is you can click on this, right? So you can see that everything that it captures. Let me go all the way to the top here. There you go. So it says spoken narration from the microphone, transcribed across the whole recording, not a line, blah, blah, blah. So now it's all of the transcribing everything that you said it. Of course, mine's not going to be very accurate because I was talking to you guys here. But for you, make sure that you're describing exactly what you're doing or what you're trying to automate. And that will also help a lot, right? And then as you can see right here, it shows exactly what we did, right? So we clicked on a particular screen. It says clicked on Google Chrome, switch to Google Chrome, right? Clicked on a new browser, open something. So you can see it's taking screenshots over and over again, and it's actually capturing all of the processes and everything like that in in a lot of details. So that way afterwards it can go ahead and absorb all of that and then figure out which parts of this entire recording could be something that could be automated and then therefore could be turned into a skill. So there you go. Afterwards, as you can see, it says, I'll turn this recorded workflow into a reusable skill. Let me set up tracking and load the skill creator. So now it says I have everything. I need to draft this. This was a demonstration of your regular school announcement post workflow. So I'll capture it as a reusable skill rather than run the full evaluation loop. So now it's going to go ahead and run the command and now create a skill for us. So on the top right hand corner, as you can see, it says analyzation and recorded flow. That's done. Now it's drafting the skill.md file. Now, if you're not used to Claude, an MD file is basically a markdown file, or it's an instruction that you give Claude or Claude Code to do something in a particular order or follow a set of rules or a set of steps. So that's exactly what it's creating. So let's go ahead and give this a couple of minutes. All right. So literally after a minute, it didn't take that long at all. So it's now it's completely done with everything. So there you go. Now it says I had the JSON formatting, blah, blah, blah. When it captures, okay, everything's good to go. So there you go. Now it creates a school announcement post, right? So now it says one thing I intentionally left out. Your demo also mentioned cross-posting to free AI Workshop Lite community in the Zapier course Unlock Automation. The skill notes how to adapt the format for live, but it didn't build the cross. So it didn't because I didn't go through those step by step, that process, it didn't actually capture that. So therefore it says that I skipped that portion. So you can see if you want to keep going and provide more recording or provide more data, it will actually include everything in there. So now as you can see, we have the school announcement post, right? So on the right hand side, you can see draft and publish an announcement, update post on AI Workshop, school announcement post. It gives you the link to where you're doing. And then the formatting, this is the one that it captured. That's a lot of manual work on my part, where now this has turned into a completely new skill that'll save me a lot of time, right? So it says the post format, the banner's announcement post follow a consistent shape, match it. This is the whole value of this skill. So the single line, lead an emoji, an attention word caps, a colon, a specific subject, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you a few different examples here and actually creates the body, because I created a couple of, after the title, the body, I just kind of greet my community and then add 1 or 2 sentences, and then afterwards provide a bullet a few bullet points as far as the functionality or whatever the announcement that I'm making, and then one line pointing to people where they should get it, and then afterwards check it out in the classroom section, and then a friendly CTA, right? So it gives you a full demonstration of exactly what you did, and then therefore it creates this skill. So now what I can do is just click on save skill. And now moving forward, I don't actually have to go and do this over and over again. All I have to say is use the school announcement post skill to create a announcement for a new update for my whatever, right? So in my particular case, that was my business. In yours, it will be whatever you're doing. So if it's captured you updating your Google Sheet with new leads information, all of that will be captured and turned into a skill, which again will save you a lot of time. Okay, so now let's talk about when to use this and when not to use this, because this is again the most important part, because you don't want to waste your time just recording things that Claude will be able to do it in a more efficient manner in another way. Now, one of the best ways Claude can make your life incredibly easy is by using connectors or using MCPs, right? So if you're working with any application, let's say you're working with your Gmails, your Google Calendars of the world, then that's where you want to use these connectors inside Claude or Claude Code, because then you can just instruct Claude and it'll be able to go and perform a task on your behalf using these connectors. And the way to add that is very, very simple, right? You come right here, click on the plus button. And by the way, the connectors could be in Claude Code, Claude Cowork, or Claude Chat. All of it's available. You click on the plus button here, you go to connectors, you go to add a connector, and then you click on browse connectors. So this is where now you can see all of the different MCPs and connectors that are available at your disposal. You can imagine anything, a lot of the apps that are already incorporated into the Claude ecosystem are already here, the most popular ones, right? Like I said, the Gmails, Google Drives, Slacks of the world, all of these popular ones are already inside the arsenal and available. All you have to do is just click on the plus button and you'll be able to just authenticate and log in. Now, if obviously this is still pretty limited, there's not every app is going to be available here. Now, for the ones that you don't have access to using the browser connector, for that one, there's another shortcut. So you can install or you can connect to the Zapier MCP, and this is very simple. That's what you saw earlier when I was showcasing, and this is something that I use myself for my own automation, because the school platforms automation inside Zapier exists, but inside Claude, it doesn't. So if I look for the school app here, you can see nothing exists inside the connector. Same thing, there's a bunch of different applications that don't have connectors or don't have MCPs inside Claude or Claude Code. That's where you can use something like Zapier. So because Zapier has, you can connect up to 9,000 apps with Zapier, because it's the most popular automation tool in the market. So you can see you can add up to 9,000 apps here that you can connect. So inside Claude, the way you connect this is very simple. You just search for Zapier, right? It's this one right here. All you have to do is click on connect. By the way, before you do this, actually make sure you click on the link in the description so you can sign up for your Zapier account. They give you a free account, so that way you can test this out. So once you do that and you're logged in, the Claude wants to access your Zapier account. You just click on this copy link, copy this prompt, by the way, because after you connect it, paste this prompt back into Claude to run your first tool call. Okay, so just copy the prompt and you click on continue, and now it's going to ask you to give Claude access to your Zapier account. I'm just going to click on allow. And now you'll see that my Claude, well, there you go. So now my Claude is able to access all of my applications inside my Zapier through the connector. So if I click on the plus button, go to connectors, now my Zapier is activated. So in order to add any application that's not part of your normal connector or MCP inside your Claude, once you go to your Zapier, right? The way to, you can see I've already added a bunch of different applications here, but it's very simple to add. You just click on this add apps, and then now you can search for over 9,000 apps and whatever you need. So let's say Beehive is another one, which is an email marketing campaign or email marketing tool that I've used before. This is something that's not available right now inside Claude. So you can click on this and be able to get it connected, and you can see all of the different features that are available inside that Beehive app or whatever app you're using. You'll be able to now give this access to your Claude. And same thing with your Gmail or whatever, you can select exactly which permissions or which functionalities within the app you want to give access to your Claude. So that's why this kind of makes it one tool that you can give to Claude that can have access to all of the tools that you use on a daily basis. So that's a really good way to incorporate this into your Claude to give this access to multiple applications. So again, like I said, if you see an application that's available via the MCP and Zapier, then that's when you're not going to use this record skill. The best way to use this is exactly what I just showed you earlier in my example, right? So for instance, when I go here in my school community, right, when I'm typing this manually, this announcement, there's no way to do that via a connector. So therefore, I recorded this skill or recorded this screen so that way the formatting of how I post inside my community turns into a skill where then I don't have to type this each time an announcement. I can just basically put that inside Claude and I can point to that skill and it will give me the format of that exact announcement. So that way I can just copy and paste it into my school community. Same thing. Another great feature that Claude has is this Chrome browser extension. So this is another great use case for this record skill is if you're doing something online on a web browser, right, that requires you to click around on a particular website, let's say, that would allow your Claude browser to actually go and do those things. That's when you can record your screen once yourself doing it, right? So that way you're giving that as a reference to your Claude Chrome extension, and the next time it will be able to make that or do that work a lot more efficient. Now this is a huge deal because if you've ever used this Claude browser feature, then you would know what I'm talking about, because sometimes if you're doing something and you're asking Claude to go do something on a website, click around, it hallucinates or it doesn't know what it's doing, and therefore it will make a lot of mistakes. But with this new recorder skill, you can actually do it once and it will create a skill, and then you can point Claude to that and say, hey, go do this thing on this website. Here's this skill. Make sure you follow that. That's the best, one of the best use cases for this particular feature. So make sure you take advantage of that. Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. Hopefully you guys just found this helpful. Let me know if you get stuck or if you have any questions in the comment below. And if you're interested in learning about Claude and Claude Coworks and create how to build AI assistants and AI employees, check out the link in the description. I have a free community where you can jump in and I have a bunch of different resources where you guys can go and check out and download all of that yourself, like prompt packs and everything. And then of course, if you're interested in creating a Jarvis and AI assistant for yourself, or these exclusive AI employees like this social media AI employee that I released, that's going to be inside the paid community. And I have an entire Claude Code masterclass and how to launch your AI agency. That's going to be the paid community. All of these links are going to be in the description. Again, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I read all of those and try to respond to them as much as possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.